I said it. As soon as I saw that calamity back four, yeah, that fucking Fergie era dead back four, I knew what it was, blood. I knew exactly what it was, innit? Jose's a clown, bruv. I've been telling man about him already. I don't care, innit? If he was at a decent club, they'll sack him. You know what I mean?
You're just riding off his name?
Yeah, bruv, of course. What, second in the league playing like that? It's only acceptable to play the way we play if you win shit, bruv. We didn't win nothing this season, bruv. Do you know what I mean? They brought him in here to win stuff. Man are playing crap football with these ballers and not winning nothing. It's not good enough, cuz. I don't care, innit? Like, any decent team sack him, man. You couldn't do that at Real Madrid or Barca or nothing. You couldn't. All these men are talking about how much money we got and right, we can compete with these man. They don't have the mentality of a big club or else they wouldn't take this football, blood. It's a joke. Look at that. Do you know what I'm saying? Poor Rashi, yeah, I know he's not good enough, yeah, and he's British, so everyone's riding it and on this hype train, but it's clear the levels between him and Martial. It's not even close. Martial's way better than him. With Jose, yeah, it's a personal vendetta. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Against Martial?
Yeah, bruv, and against any player. If he doesn't fancy you, man would just blacklist you. That's what he does. As soon as he brought on Martial, he changed the game. I feel like Lukaku was fit enough to start or he wouldn't have been on the bench. If you're fit enough to bring someone on, they're fit enough to start. I feel like Jose left him on the bench to make a statement, bruv. I feel like Jose done that on purpose, cuz. Do you know what I'm saying? Martial comes on, he plays well. Poor Rashi, he had a shit game, but he shouldn't have started up top on his own, bruv. Like, we went to the Brighton game, we already saw he can't do it.
It wasn't working, was it?
It wasn't working, he can't do it. And Jose's hung him out to dry again. Rashford's confidence is going to be so low now, bruv. Do you know what I mean? That's man management, bruv. Jose ain't got it. He's done, mate. He's done.
Is that the way you see it? Like, there's no positives to take from it.
Look at this, yeah. Look at our back four. Jose has bought 2 centre backs, but none of them, the biggest game of the season, none of them can play. So what? You're going to give him 200 million again to spend? Do you know what I'm saying? Man's bought 2 centre halves and they're not good enough to play. You're still playing Jones and Smalling. So what going for man's purchases, bruv? Look at his purchases. We're going to give him 200 million. What's he going to bring in? It don't matter who Jose brings in. They will not play well because it's the system. You brought Sanchez in, who was the best player in the league last season, and then all of a sudden he's shit. Why is that? It's because of Jose, blood. Pogba hasn't improved. Rashford hasn't improved. Martial hasn't improved. None of these attacking players have improved. Lukaku hasn't improved, bro.
So on the flip side then, how have we managed to get second? How have we managed to jump up places in the league this year?
You know why, bruv? Like, a lot of these number crunching dickheads, bruv, like these football fans that should be accountants, bruv, they want to pull out numbers out their arse, yeah? But when you look at goals conceded, we've only conceded 1 less goal. So we haven't improved defensively, really. We've only scored 14 more goals. Do you know what I mean? The reason why we've got these extra points is because a lot of these stupid, wasteful chances that we missed last season, we just put a few more away, and that's pulled us up the table. So people in the head think that we've improved, but we haven't, because we were missing 8 chances a game last season, and now we're missing 4 chances a game.
So the conversion rate is slightly better.
The conversion rate is slightly better. That's all it is. Remember last season, yeah, the closest player to Zlatan in goal scoring was something like Mata with 9 goals.
9, yeah.
But now, a few other men have chipped in with a few more goals. That's all that's happened, and that's lifted us up. But man are saying that we've improved. We ain't improved. You've seen that. Forget all the stats, innit? When you watch the game, there's been no improvement. I'm not trying to hear it. Do you know what I mean? That man can show me the table all day. Do you think you're watching the second best team in the country when you watch United play? You're not. Don't care what anyone says. If you play Liverpool, 10 times in a season, they'll probably beat us 6 or 7 times. They will. Do you know what I mean? I don't care what the table says. I'm tired of the table talk, tired of all these numbers, bruv. I know what I see. Man's got to renew the season ticket and throw away 9 bills.
What United in the name of Fergie?
We weren't good today, was we? We weren't good.
They make me cry. They make me cry.
What?
They make me cry in the name of United. So last year I know some upset tonight. We've been robbed. It's daylight robbery. We've been robbed.
But that was a penalty, don't know?
No, not at all. Go and be yourself. We've been robbed in the name of Fergie. All right? We have been robbed.
I don't know, man. Hazard, Phil Jones was running after you and it was a definite penalty.
Listen,
we have been fucking robbed.
Yeah.
All right.
We've been robbed.
Well, next season, yeah? What does it look like? We're going to keep Jose, obviously. He's not going to get sacked.
It's dead food, innit? It's dead. Man are going to buy 3-4 more players and they're going to be shit as well, blood.
Alexis Sanchez is a waste of money. Right? He's a waste of money. I am Fergie's #1 fan. From the days of Dennis Law, from the days of Stuart Pearce, I am Fergie's #1 fan. Right? Alexis Sanchez is a waste of money. We was robbed today. We was robbed.
I hear you. Obviously, people got difference of opinion.
It's bullshit, blood. It's bullshit. It don't matter who they sign, bruv.
And on that whole Fergie thing, like,
forget it, blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, bun that, innit? Like, at the end of the day,
we get back to that.
there's different eras in football, yeah? At the end of the day, Fergie left at the right time. You know the ones. Fergie couldn't beat Jose, blood. That's what man are forgetting. You know what I mean? Fergie dipped at the right time. If he stayed, he wouldn't have won no more titles anyway. So, like, he left at the right time. He left at the right time, innit? Like, people need to let go of that nostalgia. Football's moved on from Fergie, and it's moved on from Jose. This 6'5" man football don't work no more. Do you know what I'm saying? It don't work no more, cuz. Do you know what I'm saying? So we need a new manager, bro. Because man can blame the players all day, but it's not that. It's not that.
You think the problem lies with Jose until what? You think until he goes, then we don't move forward?
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple as that.
It don't matter who you buy. No, I mean the players aren't the problem, bro.
Jose,
they're not the problem.
Boring, though, doesn't he? Really?
He does. He's horrible. He's horrible, bro.
Not your thing, is he?
He's not.
Man United don't play that way.
And that's been the problem with the fan base.
We like that sort of thing because we like to win. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
but that's what I mean. Chelsea were a club, yeah, that were an FA Cup team and a Coca-Cola Cup team before Jose came in. United were winning before Jose. Of course. You know what I mean? So you lot are happy to win, but just winning is not good enough for us. You know what I mean? It's not good enough for us. And if it is, then we're not the club that we think we are, bruv. Because Real Madrid sacked Capello because man won, but it wasn't the right way, blood. Winning's not enough. If it's just winning, then what's the point?
Chelsea, winning's enough.
Yeah, that's it.
Because we ain't won as much as you have.
Absolutely.
But now we are.
Yeah.
So we're happy with that.
That's it. Absolutely.
Listen,
When
man,
we had Mourinho, it was good.
it's been a pleasure. How's it going, man? I'm here with guys from Neat Sports. Like, talk to me.
I'm not even surprised at the performance. I did think we would win, but that was more because Chelsea's been so poor all season, and obviously in the last game they lost to Newcastle. But I'm not going to come in here and slag off the manager, but Mourinho for me has to take a lot of blame for today's result. I'm not talking about the selection or the performance per se, but when you play Lukaku 38 games or 36, how much he played, 90 minutes. I thought he brought him on the FA Cup every game, Champions League he started every game. When you do that, you run the risk that when that guy gets injured, the team doesn't know how to play with other players. There's so many times he could have this season taken off Lukaku, not played Lukaku, give people like Rashford, Martial the chance to go up front for times when Lukaku's not going to be available. And he hasn't done that. And we've seen the last few weeks, Watford wasn't great. I know Rashford scored. Brighton was terrible. And I can't remember, there was another game in between, I think. And Martial and Rashford, it's like the team doesn't know how to play when Lukaku's not there. We were poor enough when Lukaku was there, but without him, it's like we've got no idea the strengths of the players up front. We're putting crosses into the box or playing high balls up to Rashford. He hasn't got that stature to hold up the ball like Lukaku does. But we don't know how to play to his strengths, running behind, down the flank. And so for that alone, Mourinho has to take the blame. But of course, the players. Today, first half, terrible, absolutely terrible. Chelsea created 2 chances in the whole game, but they only had to create 2 chances in the whole game. The one they scored, we got a penalty, and then the Alonso one.
Does that sum it up there where you're saying there, like, Chelsea didn't even have to be that great to win the game today. There wasn't a lot in it, but it just shows that we were poor.
We were terrible. And as I said, we've been like this a lot of the season. A lot of it for me comes, there's so many different positions, but the fullbacks is the issue for me. So many times, especially when Moses got on the yellow card, Ashley Young, you want someone who's now going to run at beating. I'm not saying you're going to try and get the man sent off, but it's tactics. You know a man's on a yellow card, he has to think about what is his next move. But we don't have anyone, we didn't have anyone until Martial came on who was going to challenge Moses either side. And we do need to strengthen in that position, in the both fullback position. We know how dangerous City have been using their fullbacks. Tottenham, the same. It's such an important position, and we just don't have the quality in those positions. But as I said, Mourinho has to take a lot of the blame. Phil Jones, I was thinking to Rants earlier. He said Bailly needs to be playing, and he's right. Like Bailly, we played Liverpool March the 10th. Bailly was man of the match. He got the own goal, I don't care, but he was man of the match. I think it was him and Smalling in that game. Since then, his appearances and the minutes seem to be decreasing, so much so that in the last few weeks, he hasn't played at all.
Do you think there's a problem there? Do you think there's a problem with him and Jose? Or
No,
do you think
I don't think so. Because
Jose just making bad choices?
It's bad choices because Mourinho, all the players that he's bought, Bailly, Matic, Lukaku, Lindelof, all of them seem to be absolved of any blame. If they do something wrong, Mourinho's got a reason, an excuse for them. Everyone else is, or even Pogba to an extent, but everyone else is blamed or called out when they make mistakes. Bailly's Mourinho signing, so I don't think there's anything behind the scenes. He mentioned something about the World Cup, giving people a chance who's going to the World Cup. But the reality is you are a Manchester United manager. Your only focus should be Manchester United. Who cares whether...
We've been better than you lot this season. You're not a fifth, innit?
Wanker!
You're not a fifth, innit? The Chelsea fans are being salty, saying that them man have finished fifth. They didn't even think they was going to win this game.
They haven't had a good season.
But forget them.
They haven't had a good season because in 2016 we did the same thing. We finished fifth, Van Gaal won the FA Cup, and he was still sacked the next day or whatever. So
Conte probably still going to go anyway.
Yeah, he is.
Don't worry about them. But yeah, back to what you were saying.
I think, as I said, this summer for me is going to be massive for a lot of teams. I think it's going to be massive for Man City as well because they need to prove that they can back it up what they've done this season. But for us, fullbacks strengthen, centre back. Bailly for me is our only quality centre back. Smalling
Get rid of all the rest.
Oh, Rojo has to go. And one of Jones or Smalling. The reality is Jones for me, I think he's probably a better defender, but he's always injured, so you can't trust him. Get rid. Midfield, we need to get a midfielder, and we'll see what happens with our forwards. Obviously, Martial, Rashford. But next season for Mourinho, I'm not going to say make or break because if we don't win to the Premier League or the Champions League, I'm not saying he has to go because the question is who do we get in? The big managers
are we not just settling then? And loads of people have been saying that. Who else?
No, but
is that a change in mentality that we should just stick with him because there's no one else then?
Well, whatever you do, you have to be looking, how are we going to get better? So you don't sack for sacking's sake. You have to think, is there someone? And if the board say there is someone out there who can do better, cool. I support Man United, I don't support Jose Mourinho, but I am a Jose Mourinho fan. But next season, in the Premier League and in the Champions League, we have to put in a much better challenge in both.
Cool. Listen, man, it's been a pleasure as always. So you lot have won 1-0. When before we start this, if you even try to gloat to me or anything like that, because you weren't even confident and you didn't even think he was going to win.
You know I don't gloat. Don't try and put that out there. You don't need to worry. I won't gloat. Go on. What do you want to ask me?
What did you make of the game? Just nice and simple. What did you make of it?
Listen, we got a lucky, good opportunity, depending on how you look at it. You know, depending on how it's titled, however it will be. Look, today we defended well. I don't think we didn't look that close to conceding at any point. There was a couple of opportunities where Bakayoko gave it away, when Fabregas gave it on the edge of the box. You know, we just took our opportunity. You guys just didn't. It's as simple as that.
In the first half, we were so poor. We was lethargic, we were slow, we didn't put you under any sort of pressure, and it was a very comfortable first half for you. And Phil, I mean, it's absolute calamity. And you know, and he was lucky to stay on the pitch. I've seen it, but he was lucky to stay on the pitch. And we go in 1-0 down. To be fair, we tried to come out and play. The onus was on us to try and do that, but it wasn't enough.
One thing on Phil Jones, I think I heard some stupid rule, like the double jeopardy rule or something like that, where it may or may not have been a goal scoring opportunity, but it might have been, but not have been, so he can't do it. But I mean, look. He is lucky to stay on the pitch, in my opinion, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You know, the game went how it went. It would have been a different conversation if we'd lost the game, I think. But realistically, look, like I'm saying, you guys didn't take your opportunities, and it's as simple as that. We just played relatively well, and that's about it, really. Simple as that.
Moving forward, is Conte going to stay here? Now he's won the FA Cup, won the league next year. Want him to stay?
If it was down to me, I'd probably still go. Look, this year you haven't cut the mustard. Thank you for winning the trophy. However, we're going to look for someone who can take us forward, because I don't want someone throwing toys at the pram on the side of the pitch like it has been all year. I understand why people are backing him. Some people are flip-flapping, which is why I'm sticking to my opinion, because realistically he hasn't been what he was like last year. He hasn't proven to be a catalyst for change this year like he was last year. But look, chances are he'll probably stay at the club. He's got 1 year left on his contract. If he does well next year, they'll probably extend it. You know, opinions do change. So, you know, just see how it happens. If he does leave, I don't know who's going to come in, because currently I don't think there's anyone better than him out there. I mean, there's all this talk of Sarri or Allegri. They ain't that different. Luis Enrique hasn't come in, and Ancelotti would be a good stopgap, but he's just going to be our Gus Hiddink again. It's him and Gus Hiddink would be like the two old men you bring in to sort of steady the ship. But I mean, for me, there's no one better out there, so he'll probably stay. But if it was down to me,
who's had the better season, us or you?
You.
It's interesting you say that because all you salty Chelsea fans are saying that we're shit and we've had a better season, as in them, you. But you're saying we've had a better season.
Look, if they're saying winning an FA Cup means we have a better season, there's two. That's one of the ways you can look at it. Yeah.
Does that mean the expectations gone down then? Because you're not in the Champions League, but you've won an FA Cup. So if your fans are happy with that, has their expectations gone down?
I wouldn't. I don't know. I think the one argument, like I'm saying, is like, look, in terms of trophies, we've won one, you haven't. Okay, that's a better season.
Yeah.
In terms of real change and in terms of what's happening and moving forward, no, it isn't.
You've not gone backwards. You were the champions last year and you finished 5th this year.
It's paper out of the cracks. It has, but it's a good way to one.
It's cup final. Yeah. Whenever there's a cup final, everything else goes out the window. That's what you want to win.
One of the guys was saying on the channel it was good sprinkle of stardust on all on a bit of shit that this season has been. But that's all it is.
Yeah.
But look, realistically, we were the best team in the league in terms of squad depth, in terms of everything. You know, it's simple as that. You guys, as much as many people like to say you haven't gone forward, you're still in the Champions League. You finished second. You finished 6th last year. You know, points have gone up. Goals scored have gone up. The team's developed as well. Look, Mourinho may have that 3-year plan, which is what people think, but he looks like he's settled here and he looks like he's going to stay for a longer period. It's just a case of time is needed, and you can see that he's basically having to repair what was it, about 3-4 years worth of damage from when Ferguson left. He had Moyes and Van Gaal. He's now having to basically replace all of that and start again. And it's going to be different. And I understand why Man United fans aren't happy. It's not the bums on the edge of your seat type of football.
It's definitely not that.
It's not. But if you want trophies, you get results. To get results, you win games. Mourinho wins games. And although this season he may finish second, that's because Pep Guardiola did spend more money. Because there is a catalyst in that. It's not a. It's not a case of, you know, Mourinho still spends money, so he should be winning trophies. If you look at statistics, other than Leicester, every team with the most money has always won the league.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So that's it. It's as simple as that. It's a simple investment. And look, if he's saying he wants more money to do it, then he should do it. And then I'd say, look, you like saying the progress has happened. I'd go next season. If that progress hasn't been taken, then you can question it. But realistically, this isn't me saying it because, you know, Mourinho was the ex-Chelsea manager and we love him and all this kind of stuff. This is me just looking at it as a football fan who's outside looking in, and looking at it with a football brain and looking at it with a basic business brain, because that's what football is. You have to look at it that way sometimes. And look, if the statistics are showing that there's improvement, if the monetary value is showing that there's improvement, they're not going to change it. It's as simple as that.
Louis, I would like to say it's always a pleasure, but sometimes I don't like speaking to you, so no, I'm joking. It's still a pleasure. 1-0 loss, man. I mean, it wasn't very good. First half, second half we tried.
Yeah, second half we done well and that, but yet again in the first half, what was there? No creativity whatsoever. Been like it all season. And then they, Ashley Young, Valencia, yeah, they're good going forward, but they can't defend. And I like them both, but they're Alex Ferguson players. We need to get 2 new fullbacks.
Do you think they're past it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think Ashley Young's a good squad player, but Valencia, but there's no captain in that team. There's no captain in that team, is there? We ain't had it since Roy Keane from years ago, have we? All that time and that, but there's nothing. Yeah, again, Sanchez, I backed him when Mourinho signed him in January, but he's ruined the team. He's ruined Martial. What's happened to him?
And he didn't have a good game today, Sanchez, did he?
No, he's losing the ball and that. Do you know what I mean? When we signed him in January, I thought I was buzzing, but I'm thinking, is he the same old players who play what he was at Arsenal? Just unbelievable. It's just the same old.
Are you worried that Martial might leave because of that?
I think he will. Can you blame him if he did leave? No. I think he's going to leave. Yeah, I bet you in a couple of years' time he'll be one of the best players in the world. Mourinho don't like him. Thing is, with Mourinho, he'll either keep players like Ashley Young and Fellaini at the club, and then you've got potential like with Luke Shaw and Anthony Martial. Good young players, but he won't give them a chance. And then yet again, Smalling and Jones all season. I said to my other half today, I like them both as good players, but I don't trust them. Either of them. I don't trust. Like, Jones, he's always in his pro. Smalling, there's always a mistake in him. And we've got Bailly.
He hasn't been getting near the squad, has he?
The last month, what's he done? You know what I mean? He's gone down the pecking order, isn't he? Bailly, he's our best centre back. Lindelof, how much we signed?
Wasn't even in the squad today.
We signed for 30 million in the summer. He wasn't even in the team. Giving them to a gun mates, but he don't. He'd either just play the same team. We've got no identity in this team whatsoever. I just don't.
What do we have to do next season to? Away from the FA Cup, away from that, what do we need to do to start improving?
I think we need to get a creative midfielder, someone who can replace Carrick. I don't know. Even if we do get another, say we go and get Neymar or Ronaldo back, is he going to change? I don't know.
So you mean are you saying it's more down to Mourinho and his style?
Yeah, he's got to play. He can't keep carrying on this football. I'll back him. I still want Mourinho in because he's done better than Moyes what Van Gaal done. But I just think, what else can he do? But we need to get a left back because obviously Luke Shaw, he's bad. He don't like him, and I think we need a right back. And I like Fellaini, but I just don't. Again, he ain't good enough to start. He ain't a defensive midfielder. He's a number 10. Look at him when he was at Everton. So I'm hoping we get. There's Sancho from Juventus.
He'll always be blue. Your shit be blue. You'll always be blue. City is blue. Your city is blue.
What do you make on Mourinho at Man United?
No interest at United. He's got no interest, no heart, no nothing. Giving you all the flannel, mate. Giving you all the flannel.
Glad you got rid of him.
Blue blood. No. He's good for Chelsea. He's a Chelsea man. He's not a United man, and he still loves Chelsea Football Club.
And you think that's why you got the win today?
No, not because of
just
that.
in general,
We're better than United.
Oh yeah, well you finished. Well, you're not even in the Champions League, so you're not better than us this year. But you've won on a one-off game.
We've been playing crap, and we still finished second.
What do you win this year?
This year, you haven't been better than us this year. You finished sixth.
What do you win this year? What do you win? What do you in the trophy cabinet?
Okay, so that's a good question. Would you take our season or yours? Now you've won that and you're not in the Champions League. Are you happy with that?
We'll be back. Because last year you weren't in it. You won the Europa League and you're flying now. So anyway, love it to speak to you, lads.
Yeah, listen, thank you very much. Nice one. Thank you very much.
God bless you, United, whatever you are,
Nice one, cheers. And that's just it. That's just it, the Chelsea fans. Some of them saying they'll swap our season, they're happy with their season.
But Conte,
I'm not really buying that though, because they've been awful.
They've been awful, more than us. We are second in the league, and Liverpool, Spurs, Man City, they've got an identity in that team. You know, when that team comes on the starting lineup, you know their team most of the time, they're attacking. But Firmino, every week, he swaps it to players around. He don't know where to put them. We've got all this talent, but what's the point of playing these players if we don't know where to put them? I just don't know. Really.
All right, I want to finish on a positive. What positives are there from this season?
I'll just finishing second since Alex Ferguson. It's been 5 years now, and hopefully we can go from there. But it was disappointing today. But was it surprising? No. Going into this game, obviously we missed Lukaku a lot. In the day, didn't we? See him today. I mean, going into this game, we scored 1 goal in 4 games. Again, Watford. Who do we lose to before that?
West Brom.
It's no shock, is it?
Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton. It's no surprise, is it? But
it's great to draw at West Ham.
Yeah, but I mean,
so we haven't ended well.
A couple of auditions in the summer, but how many players are going to sign? Because he said when we sign Sanchez in January, we're going to sign 2 players. But I think even he knows his team's not good enough. It's not just down to him; it's down to the players as well. But I just don't know. I just think we need to get a great midfielder. So.
Listen, man, thanks for talking to us. It's been a pleasure. Thanks very much. Okay, so we've lost the FA Cup final today. Some may argue that it was a game of 2 halves, and we tried in the second half, and first half we were poor. What did you make of that?
Wow. Yeah, the first half, Phil Jones' liability since day one. Especially when Eden Hazard went for the goal, and he couldn't catch up to him. So I think Jones could have at least tried to.
And he was lucky not to get sent off there, no?
He was lucky indeed. But yeah, a game of 2 halves, Chelsea, they defended well, especially when we were pushing forward. They defended well, especially on the brink of half-time when Rashford slipped off the ball, I think, to try to shoot. I think it could have actually passed sideways, especially the decisions. The decisions from these players, especially Ashley Young. You still remember 2011-12 season, he used to whip in those high balls into the corner of the net. Now he's just whipping crosses. These guys, they don't take risk.
Is that a problem? The identity, the brand of football that we're playing, do you see that as a problem?
Yeah, I think so. Jose Mourinho, he should have just changed to attack on day one. Manchester.
Is he capable of doing that?
Yes, he is capable. When he was at Porto, when he came to Chelsea with Didier Drogba, they were madness. They were madness. Real Madrid, they broke the 100-point back in the 2011-12 scale because of the goal scored. And I just don't know. I just don't know when he changed to that defensive mind, because I know he has that attacking mindset in him. But I think it's not to be. So
moving forward next season, I mean, is Jose going to get us playing well? Is he going to get us challenging for top honours?
First off, the dead wood has to be burnt. The dead wood has to go. Young, he has to go. We have to get new fullbacks. Young, he has to go. Shaw has to stay. He should have played. Bailly should have played. I don't know why Phil Jones, especially subbed off for Mata. Yeah, Phil Jones got to go. Yeah, Fellaini has to go. Getting Savage, or any other, just any other.
You seem disappointed, man. You seem disappointed, but yeah, that's how it goes. Listen, thank you for talking to us. It's been a pleasure, man.
Shout out to Mark Goldbridge as well, and Soph. United stand, definitely one of the best. A fan, Manchester United.
Man, it only is what it is because of you guys, the support that you guys give us. You know what I mean?
It's good. But otherwise, we got the World Cup next month, so I'm looking forward.
I
look
forward to that.
Yeah. Thanks,
nice one, bro. Cheers. I mean, a Chelsea fan. Obviously, you've beaten us by 1-0 today to win the FA Cup. What do you make of it today?
Well, I mean, it was hard. We knew Mourinho was going to do what he done, but that's what we expect from Mourinho. That's his game. That's how he used to be at Chelsea. We expect that. So for us, we done it. We scraped it. That's enough. You know what I mean?
There weren't a lot in the game, was it? I mean, first half, you were better than us, but second half, you was under a bit of pressure. Caught over a couple of saves that we just couldn't make it happen today.
You couldn't. But we just scraped it through.
Simple as that.
Didn't even try.
See, Mourinho's not their thing.
Herrera might as well play centre half, mate. He's fucking shite. I'm not asked about Mourinho. Why is Herrera playing centre half? Is he a defender? No. End of. Shite.
And that's it. The people are going to be angry.
We've got a few good boys that can do the thing. You know what I mean? And that's the difference, isn't it? Man United haven't got that. We have. So end of story.
Going forward next season, Conte going to be out of here? Is he gone?
Who knows?
Want him to stay?
Of course I want him to stay because he's done the business. Of course I want him to stay. We need him. You know what I mean? He's the main man. He's all right. Mourinho was there and he done his thing. He played his way. We won when the way he plays. Man United ain't used to that way, are they? Yeah. It's not their way. But we didn't mind it because it suited us.
Yeah.
But you don't like that. So I don't think you're happy with Mourinho. If you really sort of worked out, you ain't. But we was.
Yeah.
But now we've moved on,
That's it.
And you've got to find a manager that does what you want.
Yeah.
Maybe Mourinho ain't the man. Who knows?
Listen, thank you very much for talking to us, man.